Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, September the 25th, 2023. Excuse me, Monday, September the 25th. Kind of got a little wheezy deal going on. I did my little inhaler. Let's see if that helps. Um, okay, Alexis tells Christina first, right? And she says, I've got a message from your sister. And Christina looks at her and says, please tell me it's from Sam. you know, and she goes, no, it's from Molly. The surrogate's pregnant. And Christina's like, she's kind of stunned. And then she goes, I'm happy for them, right? I'm happy for them. And Alexis says, yes, but we did say, I said, Molly, we're going to be guardedly optimistic, I think is what she said, something to that effect. So Christina's like, okay, but it's too bad I had to hear it secondhand. That my sister hates me so much she couldn't pick up the phone. See, that's Christina. My sister hates me so much she couldn't pick up the phone and tell me herself. I have to hear it third hand. No, second hand. She has cut me out of my life. She did this. And Alexis said, do you think you're overreacting to the news? I mean, see, that's it in a nutshell. Had Alexis not told her, and Sam still don't know, and told Sam and not Christina, why wouldn't anybody tell me? I would have been happy for my sister. But look, Alexis spent a good half hour having to talk Christina off of a ledge because she's in her feelings on how she got told. But I'm sorry, to me, Alexis didn't do that right. She should have said, look, Christina, Molly and Sam don't have a problem. And I'm still going to be the one to tell Sam, daughter dearest. And I'm telling Sam after you. So what is it you got to complain about? Right? Alexis should have squashed all that, right? So then in the end, she's getting ready to have her first board meeting on her project, and they got to talk about fundraising, which she's not looking forward to, blah, 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 blah. And then Alexis says, you just have to find a good fundraising project. And of course, Christina looks over at Blaze and said, you've given me the best idea ever. And Alexis goes, I don't know what that idea is, but good, right? And I'm thinking she's going to ask Blaze to do some kind of fundraiser, and Brooklyn might go along with that, to get Blaze out there under new magic. We'll see, who knows, right? So we have Carly freaking out about Drew being put in the hospital, which of course she should. Worried, Elizabeth doesn't have a lot of news. Jake showed up. He needs to really talk to his mother about Charlotte, but Elizabeth was really busy, just getting, trying to deal with Carly. Well, Carly had just come in and she's talking to Jake, and she goes, Jakey, look, this is a very busy day for me. I really don't have. He goes, Mom, it's important. I need to talk to you. So she goes, okay, let me go deal with Carly, and then I'll come talk to you. So she goes, she handles Carly as best she could, and then she goes, look, Carly, now I got to go talk to Jake. And Carly's like, are you going to tell him? She goes, I don't know. He lost his dad. He lost Franco. And then Drew stepped in. And I'm thinking, when did Drew step in? I've never seen Drew with Jake. Have any of you? Look, we don't see Drew with his own daughter, Scout. So when did he now step in as surrogate father for Jake? He hasn't. So anyway, she goes, I don't know. So she talks to him and he goes, I just wanted to come and tell you I was with Charlotte last night. She goes, you mean when you told me you were with whatever she said his friend's name was, right? And he said, yeah. And she says, well, why are you telling me now? He goes, because I wanted to make sure I told you the truth. And, he wanted to tell his mother the truth. So she goes, she appreciated it. And she goes, what do you like about Charlotte? And he said, she likes me. because he's thinking I'm quirky and not no other girls like me, but she does. It's like, uh-oh, be careful with that one, right? So Elizabeth doesn't give him what flack could she give him? He's coming telling her the truth. But see, part of me said Jake wanted to tell her more of what happened last night. He knows more of what Charlotte did last night. And perhaps we don't have all the information on the camera too. See, comment corner, y'all was saying, hey, I think Jake was. I'm like, that camera didn't show Jake. Well, somehow maybe Jake was in on it with her. That remains to be seen how they're going to do that. But anyway, I'm done with Alexis and Molly and TJ. She tells TJ, oh, he's so happy. I think they hugged. If it was some kind of hug. The hug Portia gave Molly to me was more than the hug TJ and they don't have chemistry. I'm sorry. There's no chemistry between those two characters. Oh, they need to recast, and recast. And I don't mean recast TJ. Because they would do something like that, right? So then we have, let's see, oh, this was straight. Sonny comes in, he's talking to Carly. Of course, Carly's blaming him because Drew got beat up for trying to help you. He goes, you don't know that, Carly. She goes, Sonny, yes. See, we asked Drew to, and I asked him to do it to help you. And this is, look at, I put him in this situation. And he goes, no, Carly, you don't know that that's what happened. She said, oh, come on, Sonny, we know. We know. This was retaliation, and you said you would protect him. Come on now, when is Sonny? Sonny couldn't even protect Spencer in jail. It took Cyrus to do that. So come on, Carly. So anyway, Sonny she walks away from Sonny. So Sonny walks away, and Carly is talking to, let's see, Drew's doctor comes out because he put her as, next to kin, or whatever, next to kin or power over whatever, because she goes, Monica is at a conference in Berlin. Monica can barely stay off the bed. How she had all these conferences and on these plane rides for 15, 20 hours at her age. Come on now, guys. Let's just finally write Monica off. Do something. But she ain't Superwoman in her 80s, right? At all. So that's why she goes, the doctor is going to give you all the information because you're next to kin on Drew's list. So he comes out, but before the doctor comes out, Carly's kind of fretting. Elevator opens, it's Nina. And Nina looks at Carly like, and she goes, what are you doing here? And Nina looks at her. Well, I heard about Drew. And Carly's still like, what are you doing here? Because see, that still has nothing to do with why she's here. So what she heard about Drew? She and Drew were not close. And she's not close to Carly. So you're not here for my moral support, right? Not once did Nina say, I'm here for Sonny. Nope, she sure didn't. She sure didn't. So Carly was gonna say something, but the doctor came out. Miss Spencer, I have an update. So she like, oh goodness, walks away from Nina. And Carly goes and she's talking to the doctor. And you know what? I didn't upload the picture. I had a picture where the doctor's talking to Carly, and between them, a ways back at the nurse's desk, there's Nina. She just getting all the info. Just all of it in it, right? And Elizabeth and Jake were a little bit behind the doctor ways, and they were listening. And he was saying that Drew still has not regained consciousness, but that actually saved his life because the way they punctured one of his lungs, any movement would have killed him. So by him being out, and he wasn't able to move, but look, they had to move him to get him on everywhere they took him. But they know how to move somebody safely, hopefully. He goes, that saved his life. So yes, they're going to be able to go in and repair everything, but they don't know. Still the prognosis isn't out. How would they know? Okay. So it leaves it at that. I mean, they don't go to anything else, I don't think, with Carly. I cannot remember that part. And I don't know if I said, Blaze met Brooklyn at Charlie's. And Brooklyn's, talking a mile a minute. You know how Brooklyn, right? And throughout, she goes, I want to be your manager because I'm going to make sure your authentic self is shown and blah, blah, blah. And Blaze says, yes. And Brooklyn just keeps going and going and blah, 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 blah. And she goes, Brooklyn, I said yes. And she stopped. She goes, wait a minute. You said what? She goes, I said yes. Yes to be managing you, right? So she goes, yes. So they have a good conversation about, how Blaze said, you're the only one that stuck up for me where what was that creeper's name? Link was concerned. And she goes, but I should have done it a lot sooner. She goes, I should have done it a lot sooner too. Link had a way of manipulating you and controlling what you do. I understand as well as you. And if you hadn't stepped up, she goes, I'm going to tell you, Brooklyn, I probably would still be with him. And I don't know why. She says, I've gone through counseling behind women, with women getting out of situations like that, right? And she says, they are strong women. But these guys have this way of just manipulating. And she goes, so no, thank you for finally stepping up, because it gave me the courage to step up and say, yes, she's telling the truth. It's happened to me. Right. So they had a good conversation. And then when Alexis was leaving, Christina walked her out, and she looked back in through the little glass window into Charlie's, and she's just staring at Blaze talking to Brooklyn, and she's staring at her with, part of it could be starstruck. You know how people are with singers and entertainers. But I can already tell. They hadn't hinted what kind of sexuality that Blaze has, but by the way they're having the Christina connection, I could tell this is going to be a Christina love interest. They finally are writing a love interest for Christina. And then we had Sonny and Anna. I'm telling you, they are getting very, very comfortable with each other, right? And I'm actually liking those two as a couple. I am. While more, Maurice, the whole Nina situation is going to come out, but Maurice Bernard, he dictates who his partner is. And if he's still on I'm taking a break from Carly still for another year or so, I'm a detour with Anna, that's going to be interesting. Or Fiona, I'm on a detour with Fiona. But I like their chemistry. I do. So, let me see. Oh, and Portia talks to Anna. She does apologize for giving her full wrath, because you only deserved part of it. It's one of them apologies, but you still fast forward, because I didn't care. And then they were talking about Curtis was there, and who was it? Molly and TJ were getting ready to leave because, Marshall's big night at the Savoy with introducing Eddie Main was going to be happening soon, and they were going to go home and get dressed. And the way the wheelchair is, Curtis couldn't see Sonny coming up behind him, but Portia was facing Curtis and could see Sonny by the elevator, and her face is like, and she goes, you know, let's go get dressed too. And she walks around and just wheels Curtis away. And Sonny's like, oh, okay, whatever. So it's like that, Doc. All right. Okay. So, Charlotte, Valentin buys, the house that he met that contact in. He bought that house. And he brought Charlotte to see the house, and Nina was with him. And Charlotte loves the house. I'm wondering, is he gonna try to move Anna into that house? That's gonna be dangerous. And quite frankly, everybody, Valentin, knowing what he knows about what his daughter did, should know Anna should not be there, because he's not gonna give Charlotte any kind of counseling. He's not gonna even address it with her. So why would you put Anna in danger like that? Because that child is a danger. So they're outside. He says, I think a tennis court should go over there. And where the house is, it's not too far away from her horse, Butterscotch, the stables that Butterscotch is in, and her school isn't too far. So it's just a perfect place for them. So he gets a call from the landscaper, if it's the landscaper, Valentin and lying. So Charlotte is thinking, and she was having a flashback of when she was away in boarding school in Switzerland. Remember when Victor had her captive there? And she received this box. So she opens it up, and that's where those tarot cards came from. They were given to her way back when she was in Switzerland. And so she reads the letter, but we don't get to see what the letter says. But just from that stationery and everything, I'm thinking that came from Victor. And Victor got her into dealing with these cards and somehow was able to program her with these cards. Because remember, his little cursed death wish he left on Anna, that it was coming for her on all fronts. Okay, so it's going to end up being she's being mind controlled. And remember, nobody had access to Charlotte. So we don't know what Victor had who do to Charlotte. And they could have done it and drugged her in such a way she doesn't remember. She honestly probably does not even know what was done to her. But he is weaponizing Charlotte against Anna. So that is, in the end, that's going to be the escape out they're going to give her. Just like, remember when Jakey was brainwashed and was going to bomb the whole nurses' ball. Brainwashed. Oh, that's okay. You know what? Woo, that's the answer. He gets a pass from everybody. She is too. She's going to get a pass from everybody. Because those darn Cassadines did, well, okay. Okay. Makes all the sense in the world. Gets pass. So anyway, at least we know those cards were given to her a year or so ago. We don't know how many years she's been dibbling dabbling with them cards. Okay, so I'm going to turn on my trusty dusty timer. and then I hope I still make it to 10 minutes, because let's see, timer start. We have 57 comments, probably 60 by the time I'm actually reading it. So I just went kind of a ways up, and I'm just going to go to the bottom, because, sometimes I start from the top to the bottom to the top. This time I went to what I think is about the middle or close to it, and I'm going to go to the bottom. User PT says it was 5 million. So that must be 5 million that Carly was ordered to pay. Leanne says, I agree. Sprina scenes were great and cute for a change. Portia is very manipulative. She will make sure she doesn't come off as the eager to bust up Spencer and Trina's trip, but it was definitely her intention. Um, as for the Molly situation, the casting department really made a mistake casting this actress. It's nothing against her, but she just can't act. Can't act. Seems too old, and also seems like she is adjusting her voice. Yes, I think so too. In actuality, the character of Molly was never popular or interesting. It really doesn't matter to me what actress plays her. Otherwise, Friday's episode was good. You know what? Molly was more interesting than this. She really was. They just didn't give Molly a storyline, really, Molly or TJ. They were just there. She was a model just like her mom. I mean, a model, an attorney just like her mother. Molly was Molly. Out of all, Molly was more interesting than Christina. And then Denise says, "Hey, daily recap, lady, great recap." Every time I watch Sprina kiss, it looks so fake. Now I'm watching everybody's kissing scenes. LOL. Charlotte is a lab experiment. I don't throw, I don't know the backstory. Let me know. Okay. What happened was when the Cassadines froze Lulu, remember she was frozen for years. It froze um it froze her eggs, but before that happened, Lulu was trying to get pregnant with Dante's child. And she couldn't get pregnant, couldn't get pregnant. Come to find out, it was scarring from the abortion she had with when she was 15 for Dylan. Remember, she was pregnant by Tracy's son Dylan, who plays on The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam, who plays Liam on The Bold and the Beautiful. That was Dylan, Tracy's son. So the Quartermains wanted her to have the baby. Dylan wanted her to have the baby. Lulu felt that they were too young. And Luke took Lulu to have the abortion. And he stayed in the car and he waited for her. So when her and Dante wanted to have a baby, they couldn't figure out why she couldn't conceive, and that's where they found out. So what they did was and her eggs, of course, almost like Molly, were damaged or getting damaged or whatever. So, or I think it was because Lulu had already been kidnapped before all of this. So when they also checked, the freezing of her body damaged all but 3 eggs. She only had 3 viable eggs that they could extract from her. All the other eggs were damaged. So they took the 3. Maxie was impregnated with 1. Then a General Hospital the little storage container at General Hospital got broken into, and the other 2 egg canisters were stolen. We know Britt stole 1 and impregnated herself with Lulu and Dante's child to try to tell Nicholas it was theirs, Ben. And the other, they never found the other egg. Well, Helena had stolen the egg so that Valentin could. No, wait a minute. It was Lulu's egg, but Rocco is actually Maxie and Rocco's specimen had to have already been made an embryo with Dante and Lulu's eggs frozen. And if the truth be told, everybody, that 3rd egg was too. So in actuality, what that Helena had stolen from Valentin, Charlotte should be Dante's. Charlotte should be Dante's child. Now, if anybody remembers that way back when, How is it that one of the three was not fertilized? Because they all were, and they all were frozen. So I'm shocked how they wrote it that Valentin was able to fertilize that embryo. Whatever, who cares? I don't even know how I started talking on that anyway. Oh, so they had a surrogate carry Charlotte, and she was actually the actress that played Jessica Buchanan on One Life to Live. And then Valentin decided to get rid of her, but he didn't actually kill her. We thought he killed her, but he just made Charlotte. I think Charlotte believed she was dead. I forget, but she's not dead. Um, so she wasn't really a lab experiment. Yes, no, yes, she was artificially inseminated, but so was Rocco and the baby Maxie lost. And so Yolanda says, by Monday, the cyber experts should be able to tell Olivia who deleted the video footage. It's easy. Coming back from cyber, coming from a cyber professional. If not, they should be fired. And Yolanda also says Charlotte is probably doing some kind of dumb crazy spells on poor Jake. We don't know what she's doing to Jake. Jake also had that dark side too. He was programmed. And look, one program child recognizes another, right? Lori says, I love your recaps. You're so entertaining. You make my day when you do Miss Wu or Mini Molly. LOL. And Felicia, don't forget about Felicia, man. Yolanda says, Christina may have found a new girlfriend. You think? I know, I think so too. Rosario says, yes, I was thinking the same thing when I saw them talking. That was cute. Flirting with what Christina needs to stay away from her sister and my new friend. Wait, what Christina needs to stay away from her sister and a new friend. Oh, that new friend will get her mind off of Molly. Linda says, the thing I'm surprised about General Hospital cast is that 4 cast members have passed away. Bobby, James, Drew, and Epiphany. Jackie, Sonia, or Jackie, Sonia, and Billy. I think his name was Perky. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sure of his name. But I don't know who played the Hallmark Christmas movies. But yeah, they have had cast members pass away, and I'm surprised they have not dealt with Bobby yet. And who's James? And Billy Miller, yes, we just found out, and they did finally do something about Epiphany. Lashunta says they need the evidence to make Gladys back down. Then she will turn on the doctor, call her bluff, go to Sonny. Sometimes you have to help a friend. Jane says Ava is selling Cassadine Island. Valentin will get it back. Well, Ava's not selling Cassadine Island. She's selling Spoon Island, where Windermere is. Cassadine Island is in Greece. And now we see Valentin bought something else. Yolanda says, I never remember the first Molly's acting like such a fool. No, me either. Anthony says, you think he should pay other guys to be the lookout? Cyrus is probably behind it. Of course he is. Sabrina says, hi, recap lady. Regarding Portia, the terrible conversation with the handmaiden Esme, it made me want to gag. But not to something worry. Esme is going to use stupid Portia in the same scene, and the light will go off in Portia's head. Yeah, Portia's gonna probably try to sabotage. We just haven't seen it yet. But Sabrina, you wrote a nice long comment. Everybody, make sure you read Sabrina's comment. It's really, really good. She's talking about, look, Trina's a virgin, so they better Who had the talk with her? Portia probably didn't. Maybe Aunt Stella. I doubt it. Stella don't know what Trina's gonna do. Trina's in college. She better know. So we're gonna have a Cassadine baby in 9 months. That would be funny. Nah, I don't think they're gonna do that. LaShunta says, I hate how everyone downs Drew. I hate this storyline. I can't stand Cyrus. Now I believe he faked his heart attack. It was something I know. Maybe he had somebody slip him something. Because the whole fight was staged. So maybe he had something that would simulate heart symptoms. He could have had Austin send it to him. Let's be real. 5 million. Remember, if Carly flipped on Sonny, her family would be in danger. Spencer is nonchalant about school. Why Curtis do that? Trina's grown. Oh, you meant go tell her mama. He knew she hadn't told her. I can't stand Portia. Esme and Ace were cute. Portia is so fake. How long is the amnesia going to last? I don't care about the TJ and Molly storyline. They changed the Molly character for the worst. Blaze and Chrissy hit it off. And then I am says, what if Lois is coming to sign Blaze and sign her and Eddie from Brooklyn? I know Brooklyn should have been saying, let me sign you, Eddie. Sabrina says, good theory, but I think it's Brooklyn she's meeting probably. I am says Chrissy will try to date Blaze, jump into music, and the foundation will fall onto Michael's hands. Sabrina says, I totally agree with you. She never sticks to anything. That's why I think she's has undiagnosed bipolar disorder, just by thoughts. And I am says, I agree. Molly, this new Molly, is not showing the integrity of the character. Molly is not a complainer. She's an author and on the bestsellers list at 15 and 16. I know. I do not like how they've weakened Molly. The original would not have even thought of having a kid this soon, nor treat Chrissy with the contempt she has. Sabrina says, I totally agree with you regarding Molly. I don't care. She is too old for the part, and I'm not buying it. I am says General Hospital continues to try to make him and Dex Jason Morgan. Who is him and Dex? Dex ain't no Jason. It's time General Hospital them to drop their pride and bring Jason 4.0 back. And Richard says facts. Okay, even with starting from what I thought was the middle to the end, everybody, that was still 14 minutes. Wowzers. Okay, well, thank you so much for all the comments. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.